Hello, everyone. It's your isolation meditation for Thursday, May 21st. And we're again switching things up a little bit here with another former vicar of Christ Our Savior Lutheran Church, Pastor Jeff Duquaine. Jeff was the second vicar we had, so he's an old man now. He's 1998 and 1999. Those were the 2 years that you were here, right, Jeff? You and Heather.
Yep.
Yeah, that was a while ago. So welcome. Thanks for making some time to visit with us and reconnect.
Oh, happy about the invitation. I thought that was a great idea. It sounded like it would be fun, and give me a little break too, because we're locked down like you guys are with a little bit better weather.
All right, so why don't you tell us about that? Where are you serving, and maybe fill us in a little bit on where you've served since leaving Rockford a while ago.
Okay, so I started out. I got assigned to Duluth, Minnesota. Was there for 4 years. God blessed us with a lot of growth, and we were planning on building a new building. We talked a little bit, of course, about your building and the need to expand. That building was actually physically rotting. So it was it was rough, but God really blessed the ministry. But I left after 4 years, even though we planned to build a new building. We didn't start, but we were making plans. It was neat to see, really humbling, because it shows it's not you, it's the Holy Spirit. Because when I left, they continued on, and now they have a beautiful building, and they've done an expansion. I did get to go back and preach for the dedication, so that was cool. Although I was a little bit envious of the building they had when I was there. But I think it was done better than it would have been when I was there. The next guy had a nice vision for that building, so that's great. So I got a call to St. John's in Lannon, Wisconsin, which is a suburb of Milwaukee, and that was a large congregation between 900 and 1,000 people. And that was to do youth discipleship and outreach. So that was something different, right? And then, so I was there 6 years, and then I got a call to Grace in Oshkosh, Wisconsin, and that was to be adult discipleship, elders and all that stuff. So I took that call, served there for 7.5 years, and then I got the call to Escondido, California, where I am now. So I've been here 2.5 years. This congregation had a school in the past, and before, this isn't my fault, of course, to say that, but before I got here, they ended up closing the school, the preschool, just because it becomes so prohibitively expensive unless you have a lot of kids. Mm-hmm. And their kids were some of it's demographics, economics, and all that, people moving because of the high school, and it's cheaper to buy a home, half an hour, 45 minutes north. So there wasn't anything that anybody did necessarily. It just kind of slowly dwindled until they couldn't afford to do it anymore. Go ahead.
Is that like a suburban area, an urban, rural, like where you're?
It's a kind of, it's kind of it's a suburb of San Diego, but we have 150,000 people.
Oh, okay.
So it's pretty good size. It's about 50% Hispanic, 50% white. There's a few other demographics mixed in, but that's mostly what we are.
Okay, and the rumors are true that the weather's nice. That's true, huh?
It's pretty. I tell everybody, the weather. They ask me how's it going. Well, the weather is as advertised.
Okay.
It really is nice. It's hard to find a better climate, I think.
All right. Well, let's change it up a little bit. So, how about a memory of an awkward moment when you were a vicar?
Oh boy, that's a good one.
I think I know what you're going to say.
Well, you might, but this is the hard part. Is there were a lot of them. But I think one of them definitely was when I preached on New Year's Eve and completely blanked and didn't have a manuscript up in the pulpit.
See, that I don't.
It just went.
It's not what I was going to pick.
It was like a blank. I thought I could just write a sermon on the fly here because it would be probably more accurate than my. But that's just one of them. So I got through. You were great because you're like, well, you got through it. You know what? And that's the last time it ever happened. So that was my worst experience as far as, and I haven't topped it. As far as bad. So, but that's just one of them.
I thought for sure you were going to say something about that outdoor service, that kickoff Sunday.
Oh yeah. Yep. Oh yeah. You want me to tell or do you want to tell it?
Why don't you tell it? Because I still feel guilty about it.
Oh, it was great. The only thing is that the sermon was probably read better because I read it than you would have given it, right?
That's true.
Yeah. We were waiting on Sam to be born, right? So, and this is a good thing we had cell phones, right? you were
Yep,
very early.
just got mine.
Yep. And, Linda, you got a call from Linda telling you that she's on the way to the hospital or the baby's coming and she needs to go to the hospital. So right before the sermon, on Pig Roast Sunday, kickoff Sunday, right before the sermon, you got the call and said, I got to go. Turned to me and did the baton handoff, and I got to read the sermon. I still remember one of the phrases was, so are you hungry yet? Because that was a few times throughout the...
And you had been here about 2 weeks when that...
Yeah, it was brand new. Yep. I think I had preached once. Yeah, I think I preached once before that, but yeah. At least he didn't have to be spontaneous, though. I could read it at least.
Well, you survived. So how about update us on your family, Jeff?
Okay, so my wife, Heather, is she's been able to go she's really adaptable. Has been a tremendous blessing throughout as we moved around a lot, because I never even thought about moving around that much. It's just different opportunities that present themselves, and they all look like a place I thought I could help. And you hope that's what happens when you leave, right? That you helped. But she's been really adaptable. She's had different jobs. She's taught part-time. She's taught full-time. Right now, she's thrilled to death because she loves teaching piano. And she loves doing it. And through a studio in San Diego, she actually gets paid to do lessons there. And they find all the clients. They pay her well. So she's really loving that. And it's flexible, too, like with the kids in school and things like that. Right now, they've been doing it online over Zoom. Yeah. So that's been neat. So our daughter just finished her first year at Bethany in Mankato. I finished it at home, but she's going back in the fall should they allow her to. And then our son Noah just is finishing up his junior year at California Lutheran High School.
Oh, well, congratulations. That's cool.
Yeah, thanks.
Hard to believe, though, that I got vicars that are old enough to have children your age, and
I know.
Pastor Brower has a son who's graduating from high school. And when he said that yesterday in the interview, I couldn't believe it. Now you got one in college, so basically about the same age. Just wow.
Yeah.
Oh, we were so young then, weren't we? So.
Yep.
Another question for you. Favorite ice cream?
Vanilla. Always been.
That's mine too. And the people watching these, that's like been everybody's. Every vicar has said vanilla. So the people are going to think there's really something wrong with pastors that are ice cream vanilla. But it's the truth. I don't know where we all got that from. That's funny.
How do you get better than vanilla, right?
Exactly. How about a way that this COVID crisis is impacting the ministry out there at Ascension Lutheran?
I think the biggest negative has been not being able to go see homebound. We have a lot, not in nursing homes, but like in retirement communities, and they've all been locked down from the get-go. So I can call them on the phone. Some don't use technology, so I can send them a couple physical letters. But I think that's been the hardest thing. We've been actually blessed with good attendance in our online services. I know some people from Wisconsin and other places are jumping on too, but we often have 25 to 30 devices connected, and some of those are 2, 3, 4 people.
Yeah, that's cool.
So that's good. But otherwise, I think the advantage that's come out of it maybe is that in the future, we're probably going to continue to stream some things online when we get back together. So people that can't come are able to do it. And the technology's changed so much that it makes it so much more attainable.
Yeah, you're right. You're exactly right. I mean, look what we're doing right here. This is
right.
It wouldn't have happened if this pandemic didn't occur. So
yeah,
great. Let's see here. Favorite sports team?
I'm going to still have to go with the Milwaukee Brewers.
Yep, you got it right over your shoulder there, so that's good. How about best memory from vicaring? Or a favorite, a good memory of vicaring?
I think it's hard. I loved living in Grand Rapids. Before that time, I think my favorite place to live, I lived in Green Bay, Wisconsin a couple of years when I was in college and that before, but we really loved Grand Rapids itself. Really liked where we lived. And overall, just, I would say this, maybe Pietro's.
Oh, there you go. That actually still exists. Not the one up here, but the one down on 28th Street. They got it, the PA
Okay.
there. But you know what they have now, which wasn't here when you were here, is there's like breweries everywhere,
Oh,
microbrews. So
yeah.
hopefully they survive this shutdown. They probably will. But
Yeah.
So, yeah, the place
But
is really growing.
that's the only. Besides the people, of course, that's always the best part. But but we really I like Grand Rapids a lot. Rockford and Grand Rapids area was a great place to live for a year.
How about something that you've been praying about lately? Like what's been in your prayers lately? That's
Well,
kind of a wrap-up question here.
yeah, when I took the call here, they had almost voted to close before I took the call. They were vacant about a year. The previous pastor had resigned. The school had closed. So I think my biggest thing when I thought I could help. So I took the call, and mostly at the time I thought, that if we can stay open for 5 years, that's pretty successful. So far, we've been blessed 2.5 years in. We're making budget. We're doing really well. So I keep just, praying for God to grow us internally, and of course to help us and give us wisdom how to reach out to our community better, and to continue to let us not only exist but continue to do ministry in a way that's different than what I've experienced before. So just praying that people stay strong and keep growing, so that they have a great desire to keep reaching out.
Well, we'll join you in those prayers, and I have to say, I think not to speak for God, but I think you and Heather are part of the answer to those prayers for that church. So we're thankful you're there, and we're thankful to have reconnected with you and had this chance to visit a little bit. It's really
well, thank you very much. Thanks for the invite. This is I was looking forward to it, and it was good to see you again.
Yeah, my son told me this is like a podcast, so maybe I'm like starting to do podcasts. Who knows?
Podcast interviews.
Yeah, thanks.